Hey friend, how are you? I got a little message that I feel wants to come through for you. So this is just a little bonus. Yeah, let's connect in. Let's see what is going on and what you need to know. I'm just going to pull the cards in how they want to come out, and let's go with it for our beautiful friends here, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's get into it. What's the current energies? Thank you, Spirit. Current energies. We've got appreciation sitting in the current energy. What's influencing this right now? Yin yang, blossoming abundance, storm warning, envy. Okay. Let's start here and then we'll unpack more. But the current energy sitting here in the situation is appreciation. This can come in a few ways, Pisces. You know, I think right now the energy is somewhat bringing some intensity into play. And I think, you know, wanting to, the way it's coming through is like wanting to maybe complete or push through or get to a certain path or a certain destination that, you know, something that you may have in mind. Remember, this is a general read, but connect it to your story and what resonates there, because not everything, you know, does here, but it just seems like you're trying to get to a destination, and it could be a person, a place, something that you want to achieve. What it just feels like though with this energy is that there's some element here of maybe not feeling as valued or feeling as appreciated. You can, I think you know, there might be something here too about self-worth that's coming on in, because I think you know who you are and you know what you've done, how you've shown up, but I don't know if it's being reciprocated right now. It's also number 15, which is number 6, which turns into balance. So it feels like there could be something out of alignment here around, you know, perhaps work that you've done in the past or the things that you've done to align your life or get towards a success that you're desiring, or around a relationship. But it just seems like something just feels off about it. And maybe with that, you're trying to hold faith, you're trying to hold, you know, I'm hearing the word station, so I'm not sure if it's about a workstation, train station, something about a station, or and it doesn't necessarily need to be work in the office, like something that you set up, you know, like a structured something. But whatever it is, again, it's like, you know your worth, but you're also feeling depleted. So something around that. What's influencing this seems to be around, again, wanting to get to a place of success here. Yin yang, blossoming abundance, storm warning, and envy. It's kind of telling me that you are making progress, or when you do try to come into union and connection with something, with someone, in achievement of self or your own aspirations. Perhaps as you do make headway, or perhaps, you know, as you try to achieve or get closer to these things that matter, because this is all, again, about balance, harmony, growth, and accomplishment. It just seems like there is things that are stirring right now, okay, and challenging this. And I feel like someone here in the equation is feeling very misunderstood. The envy energy is coming from, I feel like, you know, you're trying to show up, or someone's trying to show up here, be seen, acknowledged, but they're seeing what's going on the outside, and they feel like maybe they're shut out, not included. So this could be, as I said, you or someone that you're dealing with. Let's have a look at where this is coming from, like in terms of how the past may be impacting you right now. And you have Healer of the Ages. Yeah, I feel like you're seeking a helping hand, or you have sought some guidance or support, or someone's coming in your life to help you, you know, I think accomplish something in your life. And that could be about your own healing journey, right? Or getting advice, or, you know, how do you deal with this situation? And maybe you felt like you were on track or on path, and maybe, you know, you are on track or on path. But this energy, this person, or this situation has some it's still like it seems it has some work to do, okay? Again, about the balancing out, number 6 again. What's something that you need to consider here in terms of this? Thank you. Rest and rejuvenation. So sometimes those quiet moments and focusing on self, on what to do next, is where, you know, what you want to learn, uncover, understand about the matter, or just gain some freedom from it, or give space to it, is sometimes where it can best sit, you know. I feel like there's some clarity that wants to come, or some understanding that wants to come here, Pisces. So if you're thinking about it, and then we have the thinking woman that's come out as well, you know, there could also be someone who operates very differently to you, or the way that you show up and they show up is just not the same. You know, maybe as a Pisces, you're more heartfelt, you're more, you know, thoughtful, layers, consideration, perspective, where this person could just be, you know, a bit shut off or a bit shut down, or not as forthright in vulnerability or whatever else. Like, I just seems, again, there's nothing wrong with either or. I think there's just, from this space, is that, you know, either the discussions or the way something's happened or unfolded, I think there's identifying that people are operating very differently around this situation or dynamic, and that's probably what could be causing a little bit of uncomfortable energy, or feeling like you're either being taken advantage of or not considered, or something of that nature. Let's have a look what's in the near future for this situation. Thank you. Woman holding a heart. That is you, Pisces. This is like the Queen of Cups kind of energy coming on through. So I like it. It's letting us know here that, you know, there's an element here of care and of depth that is required. And I feel you're gonna feel the love, but I feel like you might be wrestling on a mental note with, again, how to deal with this situation, because something here is just feeling a little unaligned or uncomfortable, and it's like you're trying to move through this. What's your strength here? Victory. You're going to succeed at what you step into here, Pisces, okay? So just, yeah, I think stay focused on what you do want to achieve, and what you need within yourself to do that. You know, are there certain steps that you need to take? Are there certain activities that you need to give? You know, and when I say give to yourself, is it in peace? Is it in meditation? Is it in going after the thing that you need to do to move it forward? Or is there going to be some light at the end of the tunnel here, that as you keep progressing and allow and let go, you know, I feel like you're going to get what you need. What's going on that we need to see? Indecision. Yeah, okay. So they're still lacking some clarity here. And again, it could be on someone's motives, behaviors, again, trying to understand. But let's dive in a little bit more here on where this is all going. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. So we've got contract and broken heart. So if you are going through some legalities or trying to balance something out or make something work, you know, I think at the end of the day, even if it comes to succeeding in the way that you wanted, I feel like there's still things that are misunderstood, and still things that have hurt. Even though there may be good intention, even though, you know, you may be expressing yourself, another person or situation is expressing themselves, or maybe there's no expression at all, and, you know, maybe you don't have clarity, but maybe, again, you're trying to navigate this dynamic. There seems to be some hurt around this, right? Let's see what the advice is on how to best support you moving through this, Pisces. I'm going to get another deck. Oh, just to let you know as well, for those of you who have booked readings, expect them in your mailbox if you've sent through your email. in terms of what it is that you wanted guidance on. As long as I've got the email, yeah, anticipate the rest of them to be delivered within the next day or so. For those of you who haven't sent through that yet, once you send it through, yeah, expect a 24-hour turnaround on that. If you are seeking a private reading, pre-recorded, or just an audio, details are below. I will be shutting them off soon because I can only complete so many, and then I don't know when I will be opening them up again. If you feel like there's something on your heart, on your mind, you'd like some guidance on, please feel welcome if you feel called. Okay, let's have a look here. What is this? Okay, so you've got a King of Cups. I don't mind this, Pisces. You've got woman holding a heart, and a King of Cups showing up here when it comes to the advice. But let's see what else you need to yeah, where you need to go here. You've got the Hanged One. Nine of Swords, a Seven of Swords. So there is some trust lacking here, and some trust around a matter that is stressing you out. You know, perhaps someone is just the way that, you know, perhaps I'm getting a little bit of manipulative energy or frustrating energy, what that you can kind of see playing out, but there's not much that perhaps you can do with it. I think, you know, here ultimately there is care, there is love, but it's like someone here, and whether this is you or the person that you're dealing with or the dynamic and situation, it just seems like you're trying to navigate, or this situation is trying to navigate. How do I make this work? How do I make this just okay? You know, in terms of being at peace and understanding, but being aware, because King of Cups is very intuitive too. But someone could, you know, love you. Maybe someone's worried about things that you're up to. You know, it's a bit of a weird energy, because I think there's some narrative here about someone showing up and trying to do the right thing or feel like they're doing the right thing, right? But it's like you give to it, so why can't they see that that's what you give to? But then it's like it's not being seen or witnessed, but then it's someone's not feeling valued enough at the same time. So there's a little bit of, I don't know if it's wires crossed or just, again, perspective and understanding here. I feel like there's a lot of great things, but then there's sometimes this worry of, you know, what's going on, what's happening here. If you are dealing, as I said, for some of you, some legalities or something here that could be challenging, I can see there is a sadness and disappointment, but I do understand, right? I feel like you are going to come out on top, but there could be still no decision as yet, and that is what's causing this angst and difficulty. And the stress that's coming with what are they up to, what's the outcome. So whether this is a legality, negotiation of something, or someone as well, that could be playing. Let's see if we can get a bit more in terms of the outcome and direction here to best support yourself, Pisces. And then I'll get you some door cards. I like the door cards. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, okay. I'm putting that there. We had the High Priestess kind of flipped to the side. As you guys know, I don't read reversals. I pay attention to the energy. It's interesting. It's for this to come kind of sideways. It seems like something still is not clear, or you're still feeling like something is hidden naturally around this. I think you know that there's care, but there's still like, what do I need to see? There's something here I think you really need to see, or you're feeling like is, what is this up to? There's a little bit concern there. What I do see though, Pisces, towards the outcome, and just remember, time, energy, thoughts, situations can change quite rapidly in terms of the energy. You do have the Lovers, the Seven of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So this is a lot around either a connection that has been challenged, or a partnership that is trying to support the change, or support the healing, or support the balance in a connection. This could be romantic, this could be, you know, with any person in your life, but it could also be someone that you're wanting to build and grow with, and, you know, around career Take what's yours. Whatever it is that you've been attempting to do to get to the other side here, or to get towards, you know, betterment, I feel there's, you know, I think you had this one come up last week as well. There's some challenging element right now of just trust lacking around something. But I feel like for those of you that do need to clear out that energy or that person or that situation, but it's kind of still going on in your life, I feel like you will come into some sort of freedom the more that you know, put boundaries in play and whatever else. For those of you that are trying to move closer to this connection, not, you know, or situation, because I think each is going to be different, right? I think if you're trying to push away from this connection, get closer to this connection, I think, you know, it's choosing your battles wisely, but also to what's important and what is it that needs to open up and kind of not cross-check, because that's not a good thing in hockey at all, and you get foul played, right? And sin binned usually. So it's a dangerous move. So what other things can you do to support what you need? Because I feel once you find that little thing in between to protect what you've got together and in unison, and, you know, remember, boundaries are for you. It's not what you tell the other person necessarily. The boundaries are for you. You know, at times you know, these are my boundaries, that kind of doesn't work. It's like, what are those boundaries to you? It's important to obviously express what you're okay with, what you're not okay with, but it just seems like there's this not wanting sometimes to say things because you don't want it to cause a block between you. But it's like, but if you don't, then you're fighting in a battle. It's like, how do you have the courage to have that conversation to awaken something? Because there wants to be a new beginning here for you. So I think that's something to navigate. But I can see as part of that, you're still trying to assess a situation here and what that is and what that means, and how to work through it, because there's more to it. I'm going to see if I can get just a little bit more on this High Priestess energy and what we need to know that we're not seeing. What do we need to know that we're not seeing? Three of Pentacles. So something around work or people working together. What else do we need to know? Six of Cups. Okay. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, see, that's lovely. So if there has been a challenge around building a foundation, maybe it is for some of you around your children, maybe for some of you it is around work. It's like, how do you reconnect? How do you relight this situation? For some of you, it's going to be about the ignition of a situation. For some of you, it's going to be about the moving on to ignite a new path and a new journey and what to focus on to build. And I think whatever this is, there's something wonderful either with some form of reconnection, or being reunited in some way around a thing, a person that you've been wanting. There just feels freedom in it. But I think, as I said, there's a little nudge and a little bit of something that needs to be approached differently to awaken that. And for those of you that are choosing to, you know, keep something very at hand, you know, arm's length, and not be connected like you used to, I feel like this is when you'll get this new opportunity to open up on what connects with your heart. What you're not trusting, pay attention to, because I feel like there's more insight there. But sometimes we can't do that. It doesn't mean like there's something deceptive going on, but you feel like something's not right and it's bothering you, or it's like, what are they up to? What are they doing? For some of you, I do feel this could be family connected. Maybe some of you are dealing with even inheritance, or something of that nature. Yeah, I feel this will align, Pisces. I think it's just important as part of this to pay attention to what's coming through for you. And, you know, if you're getting a nudge to look at something, look at something. If you're getting a little nudge to open up conversation, sometimes asking the right questions opens up conversation, you know, rather than just expressing your thoughts. What if you ask some question to gain some further insight so it gives you more clarity? I'm going to leave it there, dear friend. I did say I'll get some door cards, so let me get one of those for you today to walk away with. This is the door. And we have got birth. Another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings to you. And we do see this new life unfolding. Again, could be with someone that you've been wanting to reconnect into or strengthen. And for some of you, this could be someone that you've been wanting to go, you know what, I need to close this chapter. It doesn't, those chapters that close don't have to be a harsh cut, but it maybe is just creating distance and going into a new direction. And I think you're going to do it well, but with whatever growth and new direction that you're heading towards, I do see success, Pisces. I think there's just a part of you're just dealing with a few things or a few people in terms of navigating this situation, which could be what you're not trusting and is quite frustrating. But you've got this. Much love, friend. Bye now.